Dumb Guy Live.
Yeah.
We're here. It's Dumb Guy Live. I haven't even seen, nobody's left a comment yet. That's so sad. Hey, if you're here, we appear to have 5 people here, which is impressive. Leave a comment, guys. Holy crap, we do have comments. No, I did not. Hold on. We're getting right into it. I did not see the Monet Banks.
She's
tweets.
thanking everyone. So she's thanked WWE. She's thanked William Regal. She thanked Triple H. She thanked the WWE Universe. She thanked the hashtag The Crew. She thanked Vince McMahon, and she thanked Sasha Banks.
Oh, there's no more Sasha Banks. She's going to be Monet or Mercedes Monet or Monet Banks or something.
I really
garbage.
hope it's Mercedes Monet.
I think Monet Banks isn't bad. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's Sasha. It's gonna take a while for me to not call her Sasha.
I've tried to say Mercedes because that's what I was expecting. But if they throw this curveball and make it Monet Banks, then I'm just gonna be like pretty, caught off guard.
She's out of the Fed. The best active Western women's wrestler is out of the Fed. Not the time to disagree. Correctly read the vibe, Murph. All right. We also have Bam 255019 $5 super chat getting us kicked off here. We love you. We love your super chats. Everybody. It's going I assume it's going to rain again in Japan today as God cries happy tears this time as the GOAT Kenny Omega returns and a new GOAT starts her journey, Mercedes. I agree. I'm very excited. And you guys, this is going to be the focus of what we're talking about today. It's Dumb Guy Live. And it's the best week of the year in Japanese professional wrestling. And that's what we're going to be talking about. All right. So we're going to kick things off with Wrestle Kingdom. It's the reason why the first week of the year is always incredible in Japanese professional wrestling.
You're a pro wrestling fan is Wrestle Kingdom. That's probably the big show that gets you in. I remember watching Wrestle Kingdom 9 with Shinsuke Nakamura and Kota Ibushi. And I remember it showed me that there was a world outside of, the WWE. So Wrestle Kingdom is usually the gateway drug. And, I think Mercedes Monet or Monet Banks being a part of it is going to, allow people that usually do not see Wrestle Kingdom to see Wrestle Kingdom. And I think Wrestle Kingdom is going to be a success. So
if she shows up and confronts Kyrie after she retains that title, woo,
that's a big angle.
Oh man, that's a big match.
Most excited I've been for one of these in a while.
It feels like future back.
Is there cheering?
Yes.
Yes.
We're back.
That's so exciting.
We're back.
Oh, I'm so excited. I've been watching these Korikens this week, and so like the anything smaller than EDT can't really swing. Just doing the limited entry and allowing for cheering, and so it's still like there was this great Kento Miyahara Takuya Nomura match last night, and it was just quiet. I thought it was part of it. Fucking what? Fucking Kento Miyahara bad. Fucking what? So I'm just like, I'm come on, it's been 3 years. Like, come on, man. It's time. All right. So speaking of time, we're going to talk about Wrestle Kingdom here. We're going to go in reverse order, starting with our double main event. And it is going to be, of course, Kazuchika Okada defending the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Jay White, Switchblade Jay White defending the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Kazuchika Okada. This will be the first time that they main event Wrestle Kingdom together. And I believe this is also just Jay White's first ever Wrestle Kingdom main event in general.
No, he faced Ibushi 2 years ago.
Was that in the main event?
Main event of the second night.
Oh, of night 2. Yeah, that match went like a year, but it was really good.
Yeah, it was very, very long, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, okay. So but this is the first time we're getting this particular matchup in New Japan Pro Wrestling, in Wrestle Kingdom's main event. Their previous matchups, they've all come at like important turning points. All right. So their first ever matchup was in the 2018 G1, where Jay White was Okada's first loss, and the difference between him winning the block that year All right. Then of course, Jay White spurns Chaos. He joins Bullet Club. Right. Big deal there. Right. And then we also have not the main event, but at Wrestle Kingdom in 2019, as a result of that, a singles match, they only go like 14 minutes in that match.
It was the return of classic Okada.
Yeah, yeah.
He was doing the balloon
when he
was doing the balloons, and then he came out with his shorts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we've got Monty in the chat, and he has a question for you, Murph.
Because my hair's wet and I have a little bit of stubble growing in, but I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts because I'm literally, as I said, jumping right in the bed so I can watch Wrestle Kingdom and then go to school.
And then we have Far. Thank you so much, Far, with the $10 super chat. Tonight is very exciting. Hope everyone has fun tonight. World is healing kind of stuff. I agree.
Far was streaming All Japan in the Wrestle Pierce Discord. And
we had a bit of a WWE/WCW battle to determine who won. I won, of course, because
talking versus no talking. I like both. Depends on the time.
Mm-hmm. Right, depends on the time. So, no, I agree. Far, it's going to be great. I hope everybody has fun tonight as well.
Better.
And I believe and then of course it was Okada. It was at Dominion. Was Okada and Jay White too?
Yes.
Right. That was And so that was a big time match. I thought that match was awesome. Some people thought it was just okay. I thought that match was like a classic. But
I'd say 4.5.
Yeah, that was pretty much what I was like too, which is great. Most matches don't get that good. So I'm super it's just Wrestle Kingdom main event for me. Like, it's not the sexiest match, and it of course for good reason is being overshadowed by this double main event. But Jamie, I think you'll agree with me. I think this match has a ton of potential. Could be a sleeper candidate for a classic Wrestle Kingdom main event.
Yeah, absolutely. You're spot on about it being overshadowed to an extent. Everyone's talking about the other half of this co-main event. But like you said, they've had countless matches before, all really good. It's Okada in a Wrestle Kingdom main event.
Right.
you're gonna get an incredible match, and I'm a big fan of Jay White. I'm kind of expecting Okada to win here. I think you'd be forgiven for forgetting at times that Jay White's the champion. You made a little error.
Right.
So I think going into the new year they'll stick the belt on Okada. It's always the safe bet. But regardless of the outcome, this match should be really good. The two incredible wrestlers.
We've got a super chat from Brewu. Thank you, Jeff Jarrett. The Fed stands aren't taking the news too well. I wouldn't take the news too well.
I took the Cody news very terribly, so I don't blame them for this.
And as we know, Sasha Banks and Cody are about the same level.
Yeah.
I'm being facetious, and Murph's no selling it. No, yeah, of course they aren't. They don't. Nothing matters to them. They're gonna say that it's like WWE working with New Japan or some garbage like that, but who cares? It doesn't matter.
Next week,
all that matters.
You're gonna see a lot of those takes until they've.
Oh yeah, because we're gonna get Sasha in AEW in 8 days.
In the LA Forum, they obviously will evaporate.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the yes, so yeah, that's gonna be our main event. I don't know if there's all that much to say. The story is. There isn't really like any big overarching story here.
I would say this is a Dave Meltzer term. I would say it'd be promotional malpractice for for Okada not to win this match. It feels like scene is perfect. There's not much of a story. Just want to preface, I'm not the biggest Jay White fan. I think the young guy in the other main event is the lead, the guy who I think should take New Japan forward into the new era as their Western star. But, I think Jay White and Okada will have a very good match, so I go, starting off the prediction for this match, I'm going to go Okada win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely think Okada's winning here. I'd be pretty shocked if Jay White retains. And also it's just like a heel, like they don't really do. Well, I mean, obviously New Japan doesn't really have that many explicit heels, but they don't. But in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom. They don't really do stuff like that. Like it would feel so weird to have one of those Jay White like triumphant promos at the end of the show. It'd be very strange. So
remember when Kenta just attacked
I was
Naito?
about to say,
it was really weird.
It was weird and awkward, and no one liked it.
It was very out of place, yeah. And that match ended up being weird too.
That feels like a different like world before the pandemic. Like it feels
3 years ago.
Yeah, but I don't know. It feels so long ago. But
we got Karl Marx. Thank you, comrade. Tonight's Wrestle Kingdom event is an event for the proletarians, the real wrestling fans. Can't wait. Communist Manifesto Part 2 coming out soon. Part 2. Wow,
I can't wait.
That's exciting. I feel like that's redundant with the term manifesto.
Manifest it once.
Which is right. Exactly. Maybe there were some revisions that needed to be made. But thank you for the super chat, Karl Marx. I always support the proletariat. I'm very much into that. So yeah, and I never do unpaid labor. All right. So said, let's move on to I think everybody's most anticipated match. I would say, generally speaking, pretty much the most anticipated match in wrestling, I would say, since probably Omega Hangman, late 2020 or late 2021, I should say. I can't think of anything that has been quite as anticipated in the last year.
Maybe Punk and Max dog collar.
No way that was more anticipated than this.
Yeah, right.
Ospreay Omega at Wrestle Kingdom.
Kenny big match is just like on another level. I feel like
Kenny coming back to New Japan at Wrestle Kingdom for the title that he made famous. Right. I think that's pretty important.
I'm shocked. And I'm saying this like I know why they didn't do it. I had a gut feeling that they were going to do the Wrestle Kingdom 8, rip the pole, put this last. Like I felt it coming, but they didn't. But like this is like putting. I'm just gonna say this. I'm not gonna say I feel bad for Okada because Okada's gonna have a great match and all this, but it's like Jericho and Triple H.
Yeah, that's definitely the vibe I get too. It's very much like 4 years ago.
This is impossible to follow. Like you either have to have Okada win in a big way, or they should have ripped the pole and did what they did in 2014 because this match is match of the year. Done on today. I don't think any match. I'll say this right now. We can visit this. No match will be better in 2023 than tomorrow's match.
That's so hard to say. I mean, I think it's
going to be
right great, but
it's the two best pound for pound in ring wrestlers in the world.
Yeah, I think you could argue that. Absolutely, I think you could argue that. In any case, I do want to say the one thing that I think could help is that Jay White wrestles such unique matches and has unique match layouts that they're going to be so obviously different from the Ospreay Omega match that it may be, they usually have that kind of slow start. Yeah, and of course Okada does as well. That maybe that'll be enough time to really build things up to that big climax that we expect. But we got a super chat from Rob. Thank you, Rob. Everybody go watch Unpurist. Is that Fridays? I don't know shit about.
Fridays.
Yeah, okay. Cook, big bro. Everyone watch Unchained versus Suzuki-gun now.
Maybe not now.
Watch it now. Please wait until we're done. But that was the main event of the JTO show, right? What was the match, Jamie?
It wasn't the main event. It was
Oh, it wasn't?
What is
the main event was Tai Chi.
Right.
Shingo. It was so Unchained. It's Jun Kasai and Tomoaki Honma taking on Minoru Suzuki and Doki, and it was incredible. All the blood, all the skewers.
There are a lot of people talking about this match. It was Jun Kasai and Tomoaki Honma versus I think Desperado and Doki, maybe from Korakuen in like June of last year. That was incredible. I thought that match was unbelievable, and I did actually not get a chance to watch this most recent one. I know we have it on my New Japan World, but no, but yeah. I mean, if it's anywhere as good as that first one, which weirdly I thought got very that tag match. It was, I guess, the Desperado Jun Kasai match was really what put these shows on the map for them. But so yeah, Rob agrees. Everybody, hold your horses.
Thank you, Ice Spice.
Please finish dumb guy first, and then watch. All right, excellent. Yes, Ospreay Omega. What I think is interesting. So this is, I mean, it's not a first time matchup, but it's a first time matchup. They never met for anything that meant anything.
The PWG when Ospreay was a baby and Okada and Kenny was wearing the pink tights. Like it's
Oh, it was not. This is a completely different world than it, and two completely different wrestlers than it was back then. So I'm intrigued about a prediction here because I kind of struggled on who I think is going to win. I'll wait for you guys. Jamie, who do you think is going to take this one?
Yeah, so it is a tough one. I'm leaning more towards Ospreay retainer.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the general vibe of this match so far and the build-up has been Kenny Omega's coming back. You know, everyone's excited for Omega, but Ospreay has been, you know, he's been here. If you watch that promo from the press conference, you know, he's been here throughout the pandemic, these silent crowds. And Kenny's kind of insinuated that nothing Ospreay has done since Kenny left has mattered. I think it'd be kind of a punch in the balls for Ospreay not to get one over on him here. Unless they're going to do like maybe more matches down the line. This would be more than just a one-off. But I would kind of lean towards Ospreay. Murph, what do you reckon?
I think I spoke too soon when I said that it's the match of the year wrapped up because I think Kenny Omega wins this, and I think they do a return. I don't know whether that's going to be on a Dominion or Forbidden Door or even like Double or Nothing, something like that. Just like so each company gets one match. But I think that Kenny Omega will win the IWG US title match. He will defend it in AEW, similar to how – do you remember when him and Hangman had the tag title run, but he was still having like singles matches on the side, like with Pac? I think they're going to do the trios thing, but he's going to have those title matches on the side in AEW and in New Japan. Kenny Omega wins, holds it for like a couple months right now. That's what I think.
I'd be interested in that. I do not think that's what's going to happen. I think because I was going to say because they really have relied on that US title as like their really secondary championship, I would say, after the heavyweight title. The Never title obviously has been absent, and so they've and of course, what's that?
I think they finally free it up.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But I mean, Tama Tonga, it's not like, I know they love Tama Tonga, but I don't think you necessarily want him as like your number 2 champion in your promotion. There is also, of course, they're crowning that new Japan World Championship as well. So that's another secondary title that they have. With that being said, I just don't think any of those hold the cachet that this US title does, especially if Ospreay is the champion and of course wrestling in Japan more often than not. So because of that, I just think it would be weird to have yet another absent secondary champion like they've had so much of over the last, since the pandemic started, because this title was gone for over a year from the company. So there's all that at stake. I do think Ospreay will retain. The other reason I think is just there's just more, like, you want to have Ospreay as a singles champion at all times, if possible, right? Just because he puts on such incredible matches and he just always gets over. He makes his opponents look awesome. So I think that's what you want. But I would not be opposed to Omega winning it here. But yeah, I do think Ospreay retains. Murph has disappeared. He's probably
I'm here. Sorry.
No, he's here. All right, so let's just continue to move on up the card, shall we? The third from the top is the junior heavyweight title match, a 4-way here. Taiji Ishimori defending against Hiromu, Takahashi, El Desperado, and Master Wato in a 4-way. Obviously, shades of the 4-way from 4 years ago. Yet again, weirdly, yeah. Now that you think about it, like a few parallels to 4 years ago in some of this stuff. So, but yeah, I think
And I think 4 years ago, I don't know if this is wrong, but I think that's maybe the last is one of the last great New Japan shows in 2018, like until this. So, they're going to repeat that. I'm certainly okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not super intrigued by this match. I have been really cold on the New Japan Juniors this year. I did not think Best of the Super Juniors was like that good.
I agree.
Overall. There just wasn't that many great matches.
It wasn't well by the tag league either.
Well, the weird thing about the juniors is Ishimori's defended the title once in the last 6 months. One time.
He's champion all the time.
Yeah, he won it, and then I think he defended it at Dominion, and then maybe at I don't remember what the shows were, but he hasn't defended this title in forever. And it's just so weird because you think about 2019 and that Best of the Super Juniors when they had Ospreay and Shingo and Bandito, and they were bringing in Phantasmo, and they had Dragon Lee and all these guys, Kushida, Skrull,
my biggest thing with this match is I am puzzled how Kushida is not in this match.
I don't know what's going on. It's got to be on him. I can't believe for 1 second that New Japan.
I rate Kushida so highly, and I think Kushida was going to come in, give some stability, a big name back, and they don't. He's done nothing. Absolutely.
Yeah, he got that injury where he was going to have a match with Ishimori, but that ear, nose, and throat disease or something like that. It was, or hand, foot, and mouth. It's all this, whatever. But yeah, it was like, what's going on? I will say, to their credit, Hiromu has had obviously all-time classic matches against both Ishimori and Desperado. So that gives us some good prospects for this one. I do have to say, despite how cool I've been on the New Japan Juniors this year, the Hiromu Ishimori match that they wrestled at Korakuen this year, that was after the Best of the Super Juniors finals, I thought was maybe the best New Japan match all year outside of the G1 finals. I thought that match was
I would disagree.
So hopefully maybe they can. Well, yeah, I know, but hopefully they can. Hopefully they can recover some of that magic. And then I just think Wado isn't that good. Frankly,
I think I hate to go into predictions now, but I think honestly you can flip a coin. But at least putting over Wado here would be useful. I mean, if they put over Wado, at least they're putting a guy over in the Wrestle Kingdom that I like Wado. I think that the gimmick they put him with kind of stinks, but it's not as bad as it was when it started. And I think that honestly Wado would be the one who needs this win the most. So I say Wado pins someone other than the champion to win the match.
Yeah.
What do you think,
John? Wado pins Desperado.
Yeah, I was going to go Wado as well. I just I don't know. Looking at the guys in the match all sort of, held that title before. Feels like it's sort of been going around these same 3 wrestlers for the last few years. I just think they're going to try something new, put Wado over. Will it work? I don't know, but I think that's where they'll go with it.
Flip a coin.
I'm going to say Hiromu, just because he hasn't been champion in a while now, and it feels like they won't go long without having him as their champion. So I'll say Hiromu. I would have loved to see Titan in this match, or Robbie Eagles or someone like that. I'm just not Kushida. That. Of course, Kushida. Yeah,
Clark Connors.
Connors would have been cool. I'm just Wado's done nothing. He has no actually noteworthy moments or matches since coming back to me. He's nothing to me. He's been back, and again, he gets benefit of the doubt because he's new or whatever. He's been back for 2.5 years, right? He it's time. I don't know.
He fooled around with Taguchi and Tenzan for a year, and now he's actually trying to be serious. So
yeah, well, I wish some of Taguchi's charisma and wrestling talent had rubbed off on him because he's been kind of nothing during that time. All right, let's move on to what I think is a much more engaging matchup, a 6-man tag here. The final New Japan appearance of Keiji Muto. Muto will team with Hiroshi Tanahashi and Shota Umino against the LIJ team of Tetsuya Naito, Sanada, and Bushi, of all people. Muto's final New Japan appearance. What do you think, Murph?
I'm so excited. You know that I'm a huge Keiji Muto fan. I think he's the greatest Japanese wrestler ever. You know, not to go on a tangent here, but I became a Japanese wrestling fan at first from finding TNA clips and TNA and Wrestle One. So Muto was really the first exposure I had, and Muto is. I think that he's still at this age, and people are gonna. I talk to about wrestling disagree with me all the time about this, like vehemently, but I still think Muto's one of the greatest there is. But I'm very happy with seeing this match. Shota Umino is in a big spot with this match. I was at Forbidden Door in June, and Shota Umino, was the star that we all expected him to be, and he has been throughout this whole time. Shota Umino has really grasped the opportunity, and Hiroshi Tanahashi, he had to be something big. He had to be something big on this card against Naito. I believe it's Naito
Sonata Bushi.
Yes. So I'm very excited for this match. Muto is winding down. I believe there's like 3 or 4 matches left, and all of them are going to be great. So I'm very excited for this. And on the Jamie.
Yeah, it's it's always good to get a big Keiji Muto match. I think it's nice to have his final New Japan match on Wrestle Kingdom. It's the grand stage that a legend of his stature deserves. And yeah, a huge opportunity for Shota Umino teaming with like Murph said, arguably the best Japanese wrestler of all time. And then you've got like the ace of the company. It's a big it's a big position for him to be in. And that LIJ team as well. You got Naito on there, another huge star. I think it'll be a good fun match. In terms of predictions for this one, I'm leaning towards Muto's team winning, and I think Umino will pin Bushi, because Bushi is possibly on the way out. Going to All Japan, maybe. I think it was what I heard.
The words out of my mouth, Jamie.
The rumor is that Titans effectively replaced Bushi in LIJ. That was the move. So I think put Umino over big here in this huge opportunity for him, and Bushi can take the loss, send it to All Japan.
Yeah, they may just have Muto like tap him out too. Like it's very clear, unless Muto really wanted to put over Naito or even Sonata, who's been, now that I think about it.
Oh my god!
Sonata hitting the moonsault.
I didn't even think about it. Oh my god!
Sonata hitting the moonsault to beat Muto would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty. That'd be pretty sick. I want that to happen now that I mention it.
Oh my god!
But
I didn't even think of it until you told me right now.
You didn't even you're such a Wrestle One guy. You didn't make the Wrestle One connection. You didn't make.
I wasn't thinking. I was thinking all about Umino here, and then I realized, oh shit, Muto and Sonata are facing again.
Yeah. I think that would be awesome. And I will say, for all the talk of Muto's, politicking and everything like that, and of course he's guilty of it to a certain extent, this retirement tour has been awesome. He's put people over. He's done what he needed to do. The matches have all been entertaining, in my opinion. He's given people shine, and yeah, I really want Sonata. I'm fine. That's what I'll predict then. I'm gonna say Sonata retires him from New Japan with the Moons. I think that would be sick.
I hope that.
Yeah. Mavs fan LA with the super chat. Thank you so much, Mavs fan. Or so LA 84. Oh, that's why I was reading. Which one of the Gaijin LA boys has the highest ceiling? I think it's Connors.
Kevin
Knight.
Kevin Knight's really good too.
I would go Knight or Connors. You can't do wrong with either.
I haven't seen Knight as much because I don't really watch New Japan Strong. So I haven't seen him as much to make as much of an informed opinion. I hope they bring back the Young Lion Cup pretty soon here.
Knight was the king of the junior tag league to me. He's the most impressive one to me. So I'd go Kevin Knight and Clark Connors. But I feel like they didn't follow up on the Clark Connors Chicago thing as well as they should have.
Yeah, and I don't know. It feels like they're just waiting to bring people over. Like, again, I think we've talked about this on the pod, but I do think the dojo system is a little bit archaic, or the excursion, become a little bit archaic at this point. Like Connors is a half-decade vet of this business. He's ready to be a full-time, and I think he's better than a lot of the people they have in the junior division. So I think it's time. Coughlin, they're really high on. Obviously, they've put a lot of stock into his presentation, but I think they're still waiting for him to put it together as like a guy who can wrestle 20-minute singles matches.
I'm hoping they
yet.
drop like the armor, because he looks like kind of like a.
No, I think they love it. I think they're all in on that.
I hate it. I'm sorry. I think it looks. I liked Alex Coughlin. When he faced Josh Barnett, he was just like this old like Brett. Like I don't want Android Coughlin. I want the dude that faced Barnett and looked sick. But that's just me.
Yeah, they're trying to make him Brian Cage. All right.
He's gonna need a whole lot of needles.
It's Wrestle Kingdom. So many notable matches on this show. Zack Saber Jr. will take on Ren Narita to crown the inaugural New Japan World Television Champion. Saber's got brand new hair. Ren Narita, 2 straight high-profile singles matches at Wrestle Kingdom. Can you believe that there was a time where people?
Oh, our friends arrived.
Oh, hang on.
BPJ.
Oh, we got the Riz God, Custodian BPJ. Hey, bros, just landed in Japan. Got called to clean up after Wrestle Kingdom ends. Oh, on my way to the venue as we speak. Life's crazy, isn't it? Hey, good for you, man. I'm proud of you. Keep putting in that work.
Attaboy.
If you follow your dreams, anything can happen.
They should just throw him in the Rambo while she's there,
Yeah, why not? If I was running Wrestle Kingdom and Brian Pillman Jr. was there, I would absolutely put him in the Rambo.
Cheeseburger.
I'd let him eliminate. Who would I let him eliminate? I would let him eliminate
Jado.
Show over the top rope.
Not Show. And then Show's gonna look strong.
And then he would immediately get hit with a grenade from Bad Luck Fale and get pinned. That's kind of
Show's on his way out to Dragon Gate. So he needs to look strong.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Okay, Ren Narita, Zack Saber Jr. This is a match that people are really excited for. I believe Narita and Saber had a match, like a pretty high-profile singles match when Narita was a young lion that was really well received. Saber always works really well with young lions, and Narita hasn't really expanded his moveset much outside of the young lion moveset, but he's just come in and kind of run through guys in this tournament. So I'm super excited. Yeah, can you? What I was saying before was, can you believe there was a time where people were like, "Oh, Narita's a step below Hirai Kawato and Shota Umino and Oka and all these people." I was always a believer, and I'm very proud to see that he's really lived up to that and is the heir apparent to Katsuyori Shibata. So Saber versus Narita. It feels like this title is designed for Narita, but Saber's one of the stars. I mean, he won the New Japan Cup last year. What do you guys think is going to happen, Murph?
I think Zach wins. I think Ren is very good, but I think that you want to put this belt on a big name to start. I think Zach's coming off Suzuki-gun ending, and he needs to have something to do in the meantime. So I think that him establishing this new belt would be the best thing. So I give me Zach.
What do you think, Jamie?
It's another tough one. I think, obviously, like you say, Narita's like run through people since arriving, and I'd love to see him, strapped up from the off. Would be a big show of faith from New Japan. Zach's obviously coming off the Suzuki Gun split up. It'd be interesting to see where a lot of those guys fall in the aftermath of Wrestle Kingdom. We obviously don't really know what direction they're heading in with a lot of these people. Are all of them staying? We don't know. So I think you could go either way. I'm going to lean towards Ren Narita. I'm going to say they're going to back him big, strap him up, and I think this is going to be the Ren Narita title for the time being.
Yeah, I'm thinking Narita. It just feels like it's him. You know what I mean? Although I do think that post Suzuki-gun, it does make sense for Saber to have a title, because that at least gives him direction and stability. I am intrigued at the prospect of, and this is kind of what I was thinking over the last couple of weeks, is since Suzuki-gun kind of broke up or whatever, like everybody in New Japan is in a stable, like everybody, right? Your main unit, LIJ, Chaos, Bullet Club, whatever, United Empire, all that.
House of Torture.
House of Torture. It's been a minute. It's been since Ospreay and United Empire since we got a new stable. Would not shock me to see Narita and Saber sort of join forces after this match, like sign a respect and do sort of a Shibata stable, whatever they would call that. Because if you'll recall, Saber was the exhibition match against Shibata when he made his initial return. Obviously, Narita is super intertwined with Shibata. I think it could be time for that new faction, and I think you could do worse than putting Saber and Narita as sort of your spearheads there to get it started. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
I like it. Saber-gun.
Saber-gun. We already have a new Suzuki-gun.
Where's Zack Saber from? Jamie?
British Isles.
He's
from Sheppey or something like that.
Sheppey
yeah, I was going to say Essex, but that's Ospreay, isn't it?
Sheppey
no, yeah, he's from some isle. I don't know what it is.
He's from like the Isle of Man, or the.
He's from the Isle of Man.
I don't know.
He's from Côte d'Ivoire.
Where's he from? Hang on.
Guernsey,
Jamie's gonna find this out. Jamie's our head researcher on Dumb Guy Live. The limits of my knowledge only go so far. There's already a new Suzuki-gun, by the way.
Yeah, Parker, you were right. Isle of Sheppey.
The Isle of Sheppey. Is that not what I?
That's what you said.
See, this is why I'm the guy. This is why
it's off the northern coast of
I'm
Kent.
the dumb guy. Yeah, exactly. I was just going to point out there's already a new Suzuki-gun. It's in All Japan, and it's Suzuki Omori and Naruki Doi, and I love it. It's so good.
Wow, together.
What's that?
Nothing.
Get out of here. I bet. Well, Doi and Suzuki could be a junior. Suzuki's not that big. They should make Suzuki wrestle for the Brave Gate title against Dragon Kid, and do that. Anyway, that would be something. Minarita and Suzuki. We have a tag title match. Yeah, FTR is on this show, by the way. FTR defending their IWGP Tag Championships against Bishamon,
fastest
Goto, and Yoshihashi. Can I get some tomatoes in the chat for Dax, please? Yeah, FTR defending the titles. I think they're losing here. I am fine with them losing. I like the Goto Yoshihashi team. I still think there's always more New Japan can do with this tag division. The World Tag League lineup was shambolic. It was pathetic. Terrible. It was bad. I didn't watch it, and because I had no reason to. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it always feels like there's more they can do, and it feels like Goto and Yoshihashi winning gives them that potential. FTR just aren't around enough, frankly, to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna say we get a title change here. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people really wanted Aussie Open in this match. I was one of them. Charlie's in the chat agree. But yeah, I think we don't really know what FTR are up to. Are they on their way out of AEW altogether? Are they going back to the Fed? I think it'll come down to whatever CM Punk decides to do. Dax will just go with his mate. But they've been dropping ROH titles, AAA titles. It seems like it's the end of this run for FTR. So makes sense.
What it was. Yeah. They didn't do anything. Like I hate that.
I've talked about how Tony Khan's been a better booker than Gato over the last couple of months, but Dave revealed that there's a internal power struggle between who he wanted to be the IWG Tag Team Champions, and all that I will say is.
It should be the Bucks. I would love if the Bucks were IWGP. Like, the Bucks should always be champions.
Here's the thing. I was pointed out to this. After Forbidden Door, there was one more Forbidden Door style match on a Rampage after Forbidden Door. Do any of you remember what that match was?
Yes, it was Bishamon versus the Bucks.
It was. And who won that match?
The Bucks.
So my friends, my prediction is
they have a claim to it.
And the Young Bucks. I think either one of these things. The Young Bucks will challenge somehow, or Kenny Omega usually comes out to his big matches in Japan.
Oh, if the Bucks were there. Oh my God, that'd be sick.
That'd be nothing to do in AEW tonight. I'm putting this down now, so if it happens, I'm right. The Bucks are in Japan. Bucks are coming out with Kenny, and they're coming out after that match. The Bucks are in Japan.
You heard it here first, folks.
I would love that.
Scoop.
That's my biggest prediction of this all. The Bucks are in Japan. And
that's great.
On News Dash, and they'll be on Dash too. So
I would love for that. I would love all that. That would be great. I think we're all in agreement that FTR did literally nothing in New Japan. I guess they did the Aussie Open match. But I'm sorry to those who thought it was awesome. And I know you were like there, right, Charlie? I did not think that match was like the all-time classic that a lot of people thought it was. It was really good. But I'm just like, I don't know. I'm over it. Goodbye, FTR. Get out of my New Japan. Get out of my face. Okay. I think this is the last big time match we're going to talk about, and then we can just sort of briefly touch on some of the minor ones. It's a women's match. The first ever women's title match at Wrestle Kingdom will be Kairi defending the IWGP Women's Championship against Tam Nakano. I think there's kind of a shadow hanging over this match of what could potentially happen. But let's just talk about Kairi and Tam Nakano for a sec. I think this match has a chance to be absolutely fantastic. I'm a huge Tam Nakano fan. She is easily one of my handful of favorites in Stardom, which I am a big fan of. And of course, Kairi, I think for the most part, has been fantastic since coming back to wrestling this year. So I'm stoked for this. It stinks a little bit that it's 8th from the top. But because I think to a certain subsection of fans, it's it's a top 3 most anticipated match for them on this show. But for the same time, like the Stardom offer match last year was right smack dab in the middle, and it was arguably the second or third best match on that show. So I'm not too worried about Kairi and Tam being able to deliver in whatever amount of time they're given. Tam always steps up to the plate in these big time matches and elevates them to a level beyond that I think like the normal expectation would be. So I'm stoked for this one. I think there is 0 chance of a title change. Kairi will retain here. But what do you, Jamie, Stardom man, you excited for this one?
Oh, I'm so excited for this match. Like you said, it's been overshadowed by the nailed on appearance of what are we calling him? Monet Banks after this match. But yeah, it's going to be incredible. Kairi and Tam Nakano both are incredible at channeling emotion in their matches. Tam, I think, is like possibly the best at it in the world. She's just like, anyone who follows her on Twitter knows about the Tam Road. She does a little lore thread.
There's a long ass Tam lore thread today. Did you see the translations of it, Jamie? She's shooting on Kairi. She's talking about how Kairi, she's putting on, there's like this air of gravitas to her, but she feels like it's put on, it's fake. It's not genuine. Meanwhile, Tam lives this shit. This is her life.
Tam's a real wrestler.
Right. Kairi's just a sports entertainer. It literally is like that's
the underlying story of this match, right? This is sports entertainment versus pro wrestling.
I love it. It's so good. It's so good.
But yeah, I do
Tam
think
is and when James, I'm sorry to cut you off, Jamie, but Tam is just there's wrestlers who could try a story like this and it would come off as contrived, or it would come off as almost lazy in a way. But she just sells it. Her performances and her rapport with the audience that she's built up for years and years make you think, okay, yeah, she means this shit when she says it. And so I think that's just so valuable. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I agreed with what you said before about this being nailed on. Kairi win, first offense on the big stage. I think the presence of one Mercedes Moné or Monet Banks, whatever it is, after this match, I don't think we're getting a title change. I think we'll get Kyrie versus Banks, and then maybe we'll get the title change there if they fancy it. But I can't see Kyrie losing on the first match.
Give me Kyrie. I think I'm a very, very big Kyrie fan, as most people know me know. I think she's my favorite women's wrestler ever, Kyrie. And I'm not a Tam Nakano fan. I think she's a good wrestler, but I think that even in her tag team, she's the second best wrestler in her tag team. I think Kyrie should win. And I think that the moment afterwards is just going to be tremendous. So. Kyrie retains. I think Kyrie was going to hold the belt a very long time unless she drops it to one Mercedes Moné.
We got a super chat from our most loyal supporter, Regal. He likes my shades, but he's like all blushy, and he's giving me kisses. Thank you, Regal. I appreciate that. I appreciate your chats. They're very they're eclectic. And a little bit unsettling, which makes them perfect. All right. Yeah. So I'm super excited for this. The fact that it's 8th from the top is I think it's a bit of an indication of how stacked this show is. I would say any of the matches, up to the main event from the Kyrie match, any of those top 8 matches would main event like an Ota Ward show or something like that at minimum. So we're getting them all on one night. All right.
Wrestle Kingdom's back. We're back.
Right. There's no filler. Every single match on the card means something. We're gonna quickly run through. Just because it's Wrestle Kingdom, I think it's worth it.
I'll kill it.
We get TJP and Francisco Akira. Is it Francesco or Francisco?
Francesco.
Yeah,
Okay.
Francesco.
I should know that because I was a huge fan of his in All Japan. Yeah. Versus Leo Rush and Yo for the IWGP Junior Tag titles. This is a fun one. I just think all 4 are really solid. A lot of people I think people recognize Akira and Leo Rush's talent. I think some people are lower on TJP and Yo, but I will say both of them have easily shown that they can step up to the plate, especially in a tag team setting. So I think this should be just an easy, slam dunk, really solid undercard tag match. I don't think we'll get a title change here, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I think people are low on TJP because maybe they don't like him.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it.
There's another wrestler coming up soon on this card that I think is a similar case.
Oh my gosh, I completely skipped the Never match, didn't I?
I thought you skipped it on purpose.
Oh no, it was completely accidental. Hold on a second, because I want to talk about this, because I think I'm more excited about this than most people. Carl Anderson defending the Never Openweight Championship against Tama Tonga. I am with the New Japan faithful and the office. I am in on Tama Tonga right now. Yes, Tama Tonga, you have done well, sir, to get over and to wrestle good matches. And you're a great baby face, and I'm excited for you to conquer the Fed drone, Carl Anderson, and win that title back. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Can you imagine if Carl wins?
If Carl wins, I'm going to be upset, and I'm going to be like, "Why, everyone? Why are we doing this?" No,
I think Tama Tonga stinks, and I think that I like Carl Anderson as a wrestler, but I have no interest in a WWE New Japan partnership. So this is a lose-lose match for me. This will probably be my I may go take a shower and get ready for school during this match, but
come on.
I could give 2 shits. So give me.
He's going to be so over. Listen to the cheering. They're going to be like, Tama Tonga. They're going to be so excited.
I mean, this is the same country that came unglued for a
We're going
pervert.
to say Hiroshi Ase.
They're not the most smart people, even though Hiroshi Ase was pretty awesome. But even though he's a bad person, but give me Tama Tonga from moral standard.
Yeah, Tama's got this.
Dream $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Dream. Tam Lore, Kenny Lore, and Sasha. This is a pay-per-view is for you. Yes, there's so much lore in this show. It's going to be great. Wrestle Kingdom is back. Wrestle Kingdom is back. That's all we've been saying. It is really weird that kind of like this comment is saying, right, from Lamora here, that like all these different people from various companies are all just backstage chilling, right? Like Carl's there, Dax is there, Mercedes,
The Young
Kenny,
Bucks.
yep, the Young Bucks, Tamatanga, Yujiro Takahashi, they're all there. The gang's all here. Okay, there's going to be a Legends match with Fujinami, Suzuki, and Tiger Mask taking on Yuji Nagata, Satoshi Kojima, and Togi Makabe. Not much to say there. Tiger Mask is going to take the pin most likely, but it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. Fujinami is incredible considering he's in like his late 60s, right? So yeah. And then we've got on the pre-show, we've got the Rambo. No idea who's going to win it, but the Final Four, it's like what they did a couple years ago, right? The Final Four are going to wrestle for the King of Pro Wrestling at New Year's Dash, and that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Weird. I couldn't possibly begin to care, but whatever. I bet Taichi's in it. I bet Taichi's one of them.
The KOP trophy had a 5-star match, a Dave Meltzer 5-star match recently.
It's true. I did not watch that shit.
This is a big one. Big one for the KOP.
This is my hot take right here.
KOPW.
I know he just showed up at Noah.
Jake Lee.
Jake Lee is in the match. I'm telling you. Put it down. I think Jake Lee's in the match.
I don't think so. I think New Japan is straight up not interested in Jake Lee. And I think
which is good, by the way. Very happy about that. Thank you, Gato. Thank you, New Japan.
I like Jake Lee.
Jake Lee is a shitter. Thank you. But, I mean, I think he's in the match still.
All right, I've muted Murph so we can continue talking about Jake Lee. Jamie, I love Jake Lee. I think he's great. Anyway. And then we've got Bolton Oleg taking on Ryohei Oiwa. Yeah, Jamie, you're excited for this one. Go over it.
Oh, Bolton Oleg Bolton. He was announced as Oleg Bolton when he first arrived. I don't know whether.
Oh yeah, it's probably that makes more sense. Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to pretend to be familiar with him before he signed for New Japan, but I remember that when he was announced, he looks beast. Murph's gone. There we go. Carry on. Like a incredible level, like wrestler. I believe at Olympic level. He just looks, he looks a beast. Nagata, I believe, is the one who brought him in, and he looks great. So I'm excited to see what he can do. I think with a really great wrestling background, I think he should be, I think he's got a lot of potential. I'm excited to see what New Japan do with him.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that too. He's got some hype behind him. Probably the young lion with most hype since Kitamiya, was that his name? Yeah. So yeah, wow, Murph's going through it. I'm trying to add him to the stream, but he's not having it. I don't know what's going on. All right, so that's Wrestle Kingdom. You can see how important this show is, considering we just spent 53 minutes on it, and it's not like we were just taking our time. We were kind of booking it through. So yeah, that was good. We got a $5 super chat from Mark's spreading wealth to the proletariat as usual. Thank you. The Communist Party also wants Carl Anderson to lose. We do not want the wrestling company of the working class to work with that corrupt federation. I agree. WWE is so anti-worker. They bring in so much revenue, and how much of that revenue actually goes to the workers? Think about it, everyone. Yeah. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. Thank you, Marks. I appreciate it.
We love you, Karl Marx.
All right, what's next? Should we talk about Noah? Should we talk about Noah at the Budokan? Everybody, Murph is back. I think Murph is officially back, like Texas.
Back like Spinal, as Top Dollar would say.
Murph spoke ill of Jake Lee, and then his StreamYard just completely shot on him.
I think Parker put a spell on me, honestly. So,
I don't know. Don't insult Jake Lee. Don't insult Jake Lee. It's bad vibes. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this Noah show. I think there were three. I don't think we need to talk about much except for the three main matches and then the appearance of Jake Lee. Well, since we're on it, let's just talk about Jake Lee real quick. He shows up at the end of the Jack Morris Timothy Thatcher match, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so Jack Morris like upsets Thatcher. He just pins him clean with the Tiger Driver. And then Lee shows up. He does his whole entrance. He has the same getup, same music that he had in All
It's
Japan.
Great music. He has great music.
It's great.
It actually gets me I was like, wow, who's like when that music hits, you think like some international superstar is going to come out, and
and he does.
And he did, yeah. Jake Lee.
Jake Lee. What have you done for me, Jake Lee?
But also, I'd like to say that everyone's saying like, "Oh, Jake Lee didn't get much of a pop." Like you're a stupid idiot.
Like, he didn't get much of a pop at the non-cheering crowd that wasn't allowed to cheer. Yeah,
and I don't know if I'm insulting like a potential viewer, but I'm sorry, you're dumb.
Yeah, you're stupid. You're stupid. You're dumb.
You're a dumb guy.
Yeah, you're an actual dumb guy. But yeah, no, I think it's good for him. He obviously wanted a change of scenery from All Japan. I don't think he holds like ill will towards All Japan or anything like that. I don't think there's like resentment or anything. It was just he just wanted more. He just wanted to try for a bigger stage. So I was angling for that G1 appearance. So I guess we'll see. I mean, this is a big test for him now. In Noah, he's going to wrestle Yoshiki Inamura on the 8th in a singles match. A main event at Korakuen actually will be Jake Lee versus Yoshiki Inamura, which is interesting. He'll probably win that. And if it's a great match, if it's a big performance, if he gets over, that might be what puts New Japan on notice, something like that. But for now, he appears to be with Noah, and good for him. All right. Let's see. Let's move on. What's that?
Next was the heavyweight tag team championship.
Yeah, let's go to heavyweight tag. Let's go to Sugiura and Kojima defending their tag titles against Kenta of New Japan and Naomichi Marufuji. Maruken back together after many, many years. I thought this match was great. I really enjoyed this match. The tag champs are awesome. It's Maruken. Frankly, I don't think Kenta is that washed because I've seen him turn it on when he can. I think Maru is pretty much washed.
I think Kenta gets too much hate, actually. I think Kenta,
I agree.
People overrate how much he's washed, but Marufuji's as washed as they come.
Marufuji's washed as hell.
Which meant that this match was like structured perfectly for a washed guy. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but I really enjoyed it. And
well, if you're washed, like the one thing everybody can do is like slap people and like kick people and throw strikes and stuff like that. And that's all they really asked Marufuji and Kenta to do. They just did that for the match, and it was great. And I love Marufuji, by the way. But when he wasn't in the N1 victory field this year, which it meant he wasn't in their top 16 choices, that was like, okay, yeah, he's probably washed. And then he came over and he wrestled a 7-minute match against Eddie Kingston or Loki or both.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, he was in House of Glory.
Don't they not stream? Like, don't they have like a weird streaming thing? I don't know.
They stream. I watched it.
Then
it was weird.
Like Terminal 5?
What's that?
Was it at Terminal 5?
Yeah.
I don't know. Jeez, I just missed it completely.
Yeah, it was in the middle of the N1 victory. He just came over to the States and wrestled a 7-minute match.
I think that's during my football camp, so I'm off the grid then.
During football camp. Yeah, I thought this match was really good. It was cool. I thought the Kenta and Sugiura interactions were the best part for me. But everybody was great, and I've loved this Kojima Noah run. He really has spun his wheels for so many years. Just not really. He's just one of the dads in New Japan, and now he's in Noah, and he's revitalized his career, which is great to see. Jamie, did you enjoy this one?
Yeah, I loved it. I love seeing Kenta back in Noah. Obviously, his prime days over there, and reuniting with Marufuji, always fun. And I've loved this tag team of Kojima and Sugiura. I hope it long may it continue. And yeah, Kojima, just like as you said, revitalizing his career. he's been really good. Had that title reign when he first came in, won the world title. Now he's in the tag division. Yeah, this was great. Just 4 old dudes beating the shit out of each other. I love it.
It was great. Yeah. It really wasn't anything reinventing the wheel. It was just 4 charismatic dudes, superstars beating each other up. It was great. Briefly want to mention, I thought the junior tag title was better than the junior singles title match. I seem to be in the minority there. I thought.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Moxa doesn't really click with me. I don't really.
Well, I just thought Eita was awesome in the junior tag title match.
This was the Dragon Gate. The Dragon Gate wrestlers in this match were the best part of the match.
They're just so clearly a step ahead of. No offense to Ogawa and Yohei, but I mean, come on, it's KZ and Eita. Like that's like a Kobe World main.
Seeing KZ make his entrance in the Budokan was just, I had such a.
It was awesome, and they went full out with it. It was great.
The full Natural Vibes entrance in the Budokan in front of 9,500 people. Like I was just so happy. Like
I saw a lot of people watching live, reacting to the show on Twitter, who were probably there for the big main event. I probably saw KZ for the first time. I think they loved his entrance. He got over with a lot of new fans there.
The Shall We Dance entrance is just unreal. So seeing that in Budokan, I don't know. Dragon Gate management, please book at least for Goku. I mean, we're starting to get too good for its award.
And as boring as I find Ogawa sometimes, I do think he's better in a tag team setting. 100%. And I am intrigued by this like rivals / partners team with Eita. Yeah, exactly. I think it's good. I think it's simple, but it's a genuine question. Different promotions, different eras, different philosophies to wrestling. But they both have that like slimy sort of heelish vibe to them that meshes well too. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope they stick
titles like this. It drives me crazy, but
how they hot potato the titles and
no one. I mean, Eita and KZ won the belts on like December 17th.
Yeah. Noah's easily the least predictable pro promotion out there. Like they will just do crazy match results out of nowhere, whether you thought it was happening or not. We got a super chat here from Mason, $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Mason. Was awesome seeing Nakamura have a great performance again after all these years. He's one of my all-time favorites and someone I consider to be one of the greatest ever, but agenda's changed recently. Let's talk about that main event then, since we got the super chat from Mason. It was the Great Muta, the final. It's crazy to say Great Muta match, and he took on. Isn't it? It's the final Great
with Darby and Sting.
I thought it was KG Muto in that one.
No, Great. It's
I thought that's what they were advertising it as. Oh, my apologies.
In Yokohama Arena.
My apologies. I thought they were they not advertising this as the final Great Muta?
I think last year Tokyo,
maybe. I don't know. Anyway, sorry about that. My mistake. Anyway, this was taking on Shinsuke Nakamura of WWE. Got to talk about Nakamura, going with what Mason said.
Oh my god.
How awesome was Nakamura's performance? Oh my god.
Nothing's more important to me. I love match quality. I love like stars. I love storylines. Nothing is more important to me than a big match feel, a big fight feel. Like that just is the kind of thing that like made me a wrestling fan. When people say like what made him like a big fight feel. Like I remember honestly the first big fight like in Japan I saw was Nakamura at Wrestle Kingdom 9 when he had the crown and he came out for the match against Ibushi. And then the year before I saw this when I was again like 10 years old. When Nakamura came out the strippers at Wrestle Kingdom 8. That was his entrance for his main event match. No one embodies the big fight feel like Shinsuke Nakamura. And not, surfer Shinsuke Nakamura, who's hanging out with my friend Rick Boogs. I mean, I'm talking about Shinsuke, the king of strong style, Balmaye, Shinsuke Nakamura. And that guy, I don't know how much longer we'll have him, but, we saw him this other day. And, this match, oh my god! From seeing Nakamura come out and just the people went unglued for it. Like people were really loud for this one. And then
to me, it was just like when he had his first match in NXT against Sami Zayn. It was definitely that kind
match in NXT. When he won the title in NXT against I believe Bobby Roode. It's it's as big as it gets. You know, Nakamura is a big match wrestler. I don't know how many more big matches we're going to get out of him. This may be the last for all we know, but I mean, this match, you know, great Muta coming out, his classic, like the classic entrance, you know. Now, this was, and I remember when people said, you know, Kaito and Keno, it should main event. It would have been terrible for Kaito Kiyomiya if he had to follow.
Yeah, it would have been bad for that. Like, you want to set
so
your
bad.
star up for
Right
success.
now, I'm going to say this right now. It's probably not going to, how many hours? You know, 5 hours? This is currently my match of the year. I thought this was tremendous. I gave it 4.5 stars, maybe even more if I rewatch it. This was wrestling. I always find it corny when people say, like, oh, I took my shirt off. This is so great. Like, I wanted to take my shirt off, like, seeing this. And then you have the finish, which is just, like, classic. I saw, like, these knuckleheads say, like, oh, they copied Ospreay and Bushi. No, they didn't. Muto invents everything. It's like Chris Jericho and Muto. They invented everything, and, you know, everything goes back to them. But, you know, Muto is just, oh, my God. Like, this is why I love, like, Keiji Muto so much. He just, like, he sees wrestling different than other people do. And I think Chris Jericho is the same way in this. And, you know, Keiji Muto, that finish, and then after the, you know, people are saying, oh, did he say a slur? I don't think he said a slur. I mean, he got kissed, so I think that was just his way of interpreting the great Muta's underworld thoughts. Who knows? But, you know, Keiji Muto, unreal, pro wrestling master. I'm going to weep when he retires. Like, I don't really shed tears over wrestling often, but oh my God. Oh, I could talk about this match until Wrestle Kingdom starts. So, you know, this match was awesome.
Yeah, it was so good. No, I have to talk more about Nakamura, who was. People are like, "Oh, he's washed." I'm like, "Bro, he hasn't been given like it's not his role to try right now, right?" They've teased him taking on Roman, and then they just don't. And it just like, sorry, like, what more do you want from him?
He's a Guitar Hero gimmick.
Yeah.
More Mountain Dew flavor. He more Mountain Dew. He was the Mountain Dew sponsorship guy at WrestleMania.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just like, so anyway, when he comes out, I'm like, yeah, it's Nakamura in Japan, in Noah of all places, and yeah, it was it was something else. I mean, he is such a superstar coming down to that ring. The crowd's like, the crowd when it's Muto out there, it was so there were like 2 stages where the crowd decided, you know, fuck it, it doesn't matter, we're just gonna yell. It was first, well, that was more gasps and stuff. It was first when Keno hit the big, like, twisting flosion off the top, and then it was when Nakamura came out. Nakamura, by the way, bigger reaction, and of course the Muta entrance isn't really built for a big reaction, but he did get a bigger reaction than Muta, which I think says something. He was so charismatic. And then after the match, of course, he wins and he does the yow in the ring. And it's like, oh man, this guy's just a genius. I'm sure he's happy to make bank in WWE and just chill and just raise his kids or whatever. But he's just too good to do that for the rest of his career because he's getting older. And it's, you know,
I pray to God. Like I pray to God we get at least a year run at the end, just in New Japan, one last run, you know, and ends it with Okada. Like, I pray to God if there's a wrestling God, I pray that Nakamura finishes out in Japan.
All right, let's talk about Keno and Kaito Kiyomiya in the GHC heavyweight title match. Awesome match, awesome heavyweight title match. Very different than most GHC title matches recently. It only went 19 minutes.
I loved it.
But man, it was like they had a little bit of a feeling out. So within the first like 30 seconds, Keno crushes Kaito with a German out of the corner. And, you know, then, you know, Keno gets the heat for a little bit. He beats him down for 3-4 minutes. It's, you know, he's working him over. And then they go back and forth. They exchange some slaps. And then they head up top. Keno and well, first of all, it is Kaito setting him up for the, I can't recall if it was the Tiger Suplex or the Dragon Suplex, Oh, really quickly. Sorry, Mavs fan. Mavs fan 84 with the super chat. Who's the team that's going to go against Sting, Darby, Muta? I
Funky
have no
Express.
idea. It should be.
My heart says a Wrestle One team.
Yeah, I want to say it should be like Okada, like Kai, and Sonata or something like that. T-Hawk, you know.
But it's probably going to be Congo, if I had to guess.
Yeah. Didn't they already do a Congo?
Not with Muta.
Not with Muta, I guess.
Maybe
Okay.
Nozawa.
It could, yeah.
Maybe Nozawa.
Nosawa, yeah, because he'll be retiring on that show too. It feels like there has to be Okada. I feel like you have to have Okada.
Nozawa, I thought, didn't Nozawa just win the All Asia title?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. It's very unfortunate. That match was horrible.
Who was he facing again? It was Omori.
It was Takao Omori and Masao Inoue against Nosawa and Kendo Kashin.
I would. What's the Dave line? Like this Chinese water torture.
Chinese water torture. It was so bad. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, I don't know. I'll say it feel. I'll say Okada, Kai, Sonata is who it is. That's my thought. I know they already did the Okada, but it just feels like it kind of has to be. I just can't think of who else. Who else would it be?
You think it's
another
AEW talent?
Yeah, it could be someone else in AEW, but
House of Black,
like Jarrett. Like I don't know. Yeah, that would suck though.
Lethal
Andrade and Ric Flair. Yeah. No, I don't know. But yeah,
in a perfect world, yes. In a world without,
yeah, we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. All right. So yes, so they go up top. Keno turns it around on him, drops him sideways, all topsy-turvy on the apron. And then from it's crazy spot, kind of those like once a year style spots that you get. And then from there, it's just bombs. Like they're just going back and forth, reversals, big spots, physical. Keno's hitting his shoot strikes. It's just great. And then Kaito does completely whiff one Shining Wizard. But then he hits a couple, and it's enough to win him the match.
There was a point last year where I was thinking, is Kaito Kiyomiya the guy? I truly was. I thought, it has the wrestling business, like, has his like ascension been passed? That's kind of what I was thinking. It wasn't. Kaito Kiyomiya is having the best run of his career, honestly. I don't know what the change in confidence. I think it's from beating Muto, obviously. He now wears the colorful jackets, and he has the new music, and he has a sense of confidence I don't think he had. And now he has the Muto moves, which I think some people don't like that. I do. I think it's great.
Who cares? I just hope he doesn't give up the tiger suplex.
No. Keep what you have, but also, take the Muto
sprinkle in the Muto.
Similar to how the Dragon Gate guys, Masato Yoshino was passing out all the moves. Don't make it your identity.
Yeah, like Yoshioka hits a Darkness Buster in every match, but he never wins with it.
Agree. And he still does the frog splash.
Yeah. So yeah, I like that. But I mean, Kaito's the guy. Like he's so obviously, clearly the guy in the company. And this was a great title match, in a unique position, and I think they made the most of getting the shortened time with that unique situation. The Budokan. Jamie, do you like this one?
Yeah, I love this match. On like a work rate basis, this is my favorite match on the card. Obviously, I love the Muto and Nakamura match. That was more of like a vibes, the spectacle of it. But in terms of strip that away and just look at the in-ring work, I love this match. I love Keno. I always like seeing him in these big matches. And yeah, Kiyomiya, I think it is since that Muto match. It's like his confidence has gone sky high, and I think he's a perfect guy to have carrying that title into the future. Like, you know, couldn't ask for a better like young star to put that title on.
All right, I think that's enough, Noah. Really good show to start out the year. I hope they maintain it with consistent, like solid booking that makes sense, in addition to their great work rate. And I hope they utilize Jake Lee well. That's sort of my hopes for the year. We're a little sort of past the boat on it because it happened a week ago at this point, but I do want to talk briefly about Stardom, Dream Queendom. And you know, there was lots of great stuff on the show. Tommy Kyrie was I thought great. I actually was higher on that than a lot of people were, considering it was just
I love how we tend to agree on those type of things, but I thought I loved that draw. And
it was awesome.
I usually don't like the draws, but oh my god, I was on the edge of my seat. Oh my
it was the perfect move to make for a match like that. Like,
you know, I'm not the biggest Stardom guy, but like, oh my god, like that was the second best match on the show. I don't know if other people agree with that.
I thought so too. Yep, I thought so too. The artist match was great. A lot of people thought that the goddess match was the second best match on the show. I thought that was great as well. But I really do want to like.
I think Nene's bad, so you know it's just not for me.
I know we would be doing a disservice to the Dumb Guy Live if we didn't talk about Shuri Julia. Jamie, Stardom's your promotion. You're the Stardom guy. What were your thoughts on this? I'm just going to give you the floor. What do you think about it?
Oh, I love this match. I was anyone who follows me on Twitter, I went wild for this match. I immediately claimed it was my match of the year. Maybe slightly reactionary and recency bias, but I've watched it again and I still love it. We've talked about it, you know, a ton on this podcast about Julia being the nailed on winner. You know, to beat Shuri eventually, but these two are so good that they had me biting on all sorts of near falls and false finishes. And like, you know, Julia hits Micah's finisher, Himeka's finisher, you know, both Donna Del Mondo against the former Donna Del Mondo member herself, and then hit Hana Kimura's finisher. Obviously, you know, we know the history between those two. And it was incredible, like huge, big moves. And yeah, like I'm ecstatic that Julia's finally, you know, got that title. 2023 will be the year of Julia. And yeah, I'm excited to see where we go with this.
I thought this match was absolutely fantastic. I thought it was the best Stardom match of the year. And by extension, one of the best Stardom matches of all time. It was in my top 10 match of the year, which I watch a lot of fucking wrestling, so I mean that should say something. It was so great. The storytelling was I mean, if you just like watched it as a match, it would be a classic already. But then when you add in the context of how long Julia has worked to get to this point, the fact that these two had a long dominant tag title reign together last year, or you know, 2 years ago at this point. The fact that, of course, they were in the same stable together. Shuri defected, created an arguably even more dominant stable in her stead, stole Mirai with her. And then, of course, hitting the finishers of Micah and Himeka, and then all the extra violence in there too, with the headbutts and dropping them on the head and the suplex into the chairs at ringside. That was crazy. It's one of those things that like wrestlers always set up for, but they never actually hit. And then it's like, oh my God, she actually just dumped her into those chairs. It was crazy. So, and just the drama back and forth. Like, I'm sure, you know, you're welcome to have this opinion if you have it, but there's probably some critics of it who are like, it's too much like finisher spam at the end and just sort of back and forth near falls. And that's fine if that's you. But for me, it was just drama. And I was very happy. I'm a big Julia fan because I am a big believer in wrestlers. I think Tam and Saya are also examples of this, of wrestlers who manage to create great matches in ways where you can't necessarily identify clearly in words like what made it so great, but you were like thoroughly entertained and engaged the entire time. And I think Julia is a prime example of that. And I think there are lots of Stardom wrestlers who live up to that standard. And so I thought this match was unbelievable. I think it's super deserving of all the praise it's getting. And I am stoked for a Julia title reign. We already have Suzuki and Maya Yukihi title matches on the horizon. So I'm very much looking forward to that. There was a pay-per-view today. I thought this, by the way, I watched the show. This did not deserve to be a fucking pay-per-view. Like, I can't believe, I feel bad for people who paid money.
So I was trying to watch it, and then Stardom's fucking servers went down. You know, the live.
Oh yeah, it was like down for maintenance, wasn't it?
You couldn't buy it if you didn't buy it like before the servers went down. Like, fuck you can't watch it. So, you know, I guess I didn't watch it. So
yeah, I mean, I watched the God's Eye Queen's Quest match was really good. That match was really good.
Oh, it's Club Venus.
Club Venus fucking sucked in their first match. Mina was pretty good. Both, and I like Xia Brookside. She was terrible in the match, and Mariah May can't do anything. So that was really disappointing. And then they had this horribly awkward post-match promo. It was like, oh my goodness gracious! Then like this, there was a bad start for Club Venus. I don't know what the hell they're doing here.
That act will end up being a success. So just a
well, it's Mina's got something. You know, she has endeavored and worked really, really hard these last couple of years and has turned into a good wrestler, which I did not think would happen. So good for her. Quick question from Mavs fans. I did not watch this, so I'm going to turn it over to Murph. Murph, what were your thoughts on Shida Hater?
It's awesome. I thought it was arguably. I don't know if it is because I think Riho's had some great matches, and as much as I hate Thunder Rosa, the Britt Baker Thunder Rosa, both of them were just so tremendous. I think Shida Hater was a 4.25 probably at least. You know, tremendous match, one of the best women's matches. Argument might be. I know some people like the match at WrestleMania a little more. It may be the best
American match of the American women's match of the year. Yeah. I can see that.
I think
it's my favorite AEW women's match since probably Shida versus Mizunami. I think that was the last really big one that I enjoyed. Yeah, it was a great match.
Nice. Yeah, I need to watch it still. I just haven't gotten. You know me. I'm tomorrow. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to on time tomorrow because I'll be watching Wrestle Kingdom. But I do plan on actually watching. I don't have a class on Wednesdays anymore, so I can watch Dynamite now, which is exciting. And what am I going to go back and watch it afterwards? No. So yeah, that's exciting. Thanks again, Mavs fan. We appreciate the super chats throughout.
We really do.
Okay, guys, I think it's that time of the show. I think it's Beast of the Week time. Where's my image?
Where's the graphic? Come on.
Where's the graphic? There it is. Beast of the Week. It's time. There have been a lot of beasts over the last week. Now, keep in mind, this is not this is Wrestler of the Week. All right. This is not Wrestle Purist Wrestler of the Week. Okay. This is Beast.
We've had some real out there picks.
The week.
There have been some real.
But I think they deserve it because you're either Beast or you're not. You watch a match and you're like, yeah, that was Beast. You know what I mean? That's what it is. So, Jamie-san, go ahead. Who's your Beast of the past week?
I got a lot of options on the table here. You know, big shows across the board. I thought about it early on. I think I've come to my decision. I'm going to nominate Suzuki for my Beast of the Week.
Oh.
Because I really enjoyed the artist title match. I'm super happy the Prominence won. And then, as well as that, Suzu was involved in, I'm sure you watched it, Parker, Ribbon Mania. She was involved in that Yukimasho retirement match. Really great match. I love this. And, you know, Suzuki is like, she's the future, but she is also like incredible right now. And then again, today, she's made a challenge for the red belt. I think like the future is so exciting for Suzuki. So yeah, she's my Beast of the Week. New champion. Yeah.
I love it. And I'm glad we got a nice ribbon mention because I was not going to. I want to shout out the Sayori Ano Asahi main event was awesome. Asahi is so good. There's a reason Asahi. She's like my favorite. She's like my favorite wrestler going right now. She's great. She's a star. Okay, my beast of the week. Nobody would guess this in like their first 1,000 guesses, and I'm not just saying it to be subversive, but on my birthday, the 27th, I woke up and I just wanted to watch some wrestling. I hadn't watched wrestling in a long time, and so there's a Ganbare Pro show from Korakuen that
Hartley Jackson.
The main event was Hartley Jackson defending the Spirit of Ganbare title against Mizuki Watase. And I thought that match was awesome. That match was so good. It was literally like just a step below like Ken
Second. Who did Takaiwa lose the belt to?
Well, that was a different he lost Imanari. Yumehiro Imanari.
And Imanari lost to Hartley Jackson.
And then lost it to Hartley Jackson. Yeah. This match was so good. Best match of Hartley Jackson's life, without a doubt. And the reason it was so good was Mizuki Watase, who I think is excellent. He was kind of in the Okada sort of place in DDT where they just never really did anything with him, despite the fact that I think he's great. And he is kind of bet on himself. He's been wrestling lots of indies. He did some All Japan last year. He's good friends with Naoya Nomura, so I hope that continues. But he won the Spirit of Ganbare title in this match in the main event of Korakuen Hall, and I thought he was unreal in this match. He was so good. He was hitting shoot headbutts and dropping this big guy on his head, doing deadlift suplexes, and it was like, oh my gosh, this guy's great. And then the cherry on top was he gave a very accurate Shinjiro Otani homage in the match where he did the face wash and then the big pose at the end, which was great. He was like the epitome of fighting spirit. Like, that's such a cliche, but it was true. He was the epitome of Japanese fighting spirit on display. And for that, Mizuki Watase is my beast of the week. Murph Burner, close it out for us.
My beast of the week. This is a weird pick. You guys have no idea where I'm going with this. My beast of the week was Nozawa Wrong Guy.
What? For winning the All Asia Tag
Nozawa Wrong Guy was able to do this in 1 week. Have a retirement show, which we really think he's retiring. He was able to win the All Asia Tag. He basically pushed 3 people out of All Japan in 1 week.
He did. We pushed Tajiri Izanagi.
3 people out of a company in 1 week. He worked with probably 2 of his heroes, Hase and
Fujita.
Fujita versus Funaki, who's probably another one of his heroes, and Dr. Wagner Jr., because he loves luchadors.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was able to cap off his week by winning the All Asia Tag Team Championships. That, my friends, is being beast. He was able to cost 3 people their jobs, work against his heroes, have a retirement show for a retirement that isn't going to happen, and
I think it's going to happen. I think he's going to stay retired
with Kendo Kashin on so Nozawa Wrong Guy, you are the beast of the week.
Wow.
Making 3 people lose their job is a beast move if I've ever seen one.
So beast. Suzuki, Mizuki Watase, and Nozawa Wrong Guy. Everyone's favorite stable. Those are our beasts of the week. Hey, thank you everybody for listening, for tuning in. We got some really good super chats. We had really high viewership. I think this was like our highest at one point viewership.
This was our highest viewed show ever at one point, and I think maybe our highest grossing, if not our second highest grossing. So thank you everyone so much for this. We have had to take weeks off in the last couple weeks, but I think we're going to be a lot more stable into January, and I think we are going to do probably a Wrestle Kingdom Fallout next week, if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you guys really like the drafts, so I think we're going to do the drafts, and also we need to do our 2023 predictions, which will be a super chat show because we want to hear your predictions too. So thank you guys for everything from me, Jamie, and Parker. I
gotta make a couple plugs real quick. if you're watching and you don't already follow this account, please follow this account.
You follow all three.
Or just follow all three of us. Yeah. And I have posted this year's match rating spreadsheet on the page. I watch a lot of wrestling, and I keep a pretty clear organization of what's worth watching versus skipping stuff that's not worth watching. So
please appreciate what he's doing here, because I tried to do
a lot of people.
I tried to do one of these and I failed in April. I was able to do January, February, and March easy. April, I hit a wall and I haven't been able to do it. So please appreciate Parker's match guide.
All right, everybody, take care. We will see you next week. Stay dumb.
Peace.